Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're quickly going about the drafting and the cutting of this beautiful milkmaid stylish gown you see me putting on right here on the screen. So it actually has two layers, though the first layer is longer than the second layer. It has these straps which is connected from the armhole all the way to the shoulder, then to the back of our shoulder. So it's a beautiful gown. It's actually a very nice gown which can be worn to regular events, which can be worn to regular outings. So I loved everything about this gown and how it came out with the combination of the fabrics I have right here. So if this sounds like something you're interested in learning how to do, please continue watching. And if you're here to subscribe to my channel, please kindly do so. Without much ado, let's get started with today's tutorial. So I'm working with these two different African prints I have. I need about 2 yards of each of these African prints depending on your body size. So I greatly advise you to actually make use of a colorful fabric in creating yours because it actually adds more beauty to this particular style. Okay, so I have all my ruler, I have my tape and also my marker as well. So like I said, you can see these fabrics I have right here are two different prints and each of them I have right here is 2 yards. So for this first one, which also has these green prints on it, will be for the upper part of this my gown. Then this other one, which is orange and black, will be for the lower part or the gathered part of my gown. So here is my pattern paper, which is white in color. I've drafted out a half scale basic bodice, which I believe that most of us know how to do it. So I have my chest line, my bust points, my under bust, and the last line, which is my waistline. I also added half of an inch for joining allowance to the lower part of my gown. So I also marked my nipple to nipple point divided by 2. Then I also got the quarter of my bust circumference and marked it on my chest line. The first line at the top part of my paper is my shoulder line. So on this my dart line at both legs of my darts, I'll mark half of an inch away, and then from the base I'm going to go up by 5.5 inches and now connect all these points together just this way. The next, I'm going to divide my waist circumference by 4 and mark what I have right there on the line labeled WL, which is my waistline, and connect that point up to my chest line where I have the quarter of my bust circumference. I'll measure my dart, which is 1 inch now, and I'll go ahead and replace it at the sides of this my bodice. I'll move over to my chest line. I'm going to mark 1.5 inches upward from my chest line. So that is going to be my neck depth because I've not marked my neck depth yet. Okay, so I've marked this 1.5 inches and I'm connecting this into a straight line. Now from my shoulder, I'll measure what I have up to that point and it's 6.5 inches. So I'm going to take note of that because it's going to be helpful while fixing our strap. So I don't want to expose so much cleavage. I don't even want to expose any cleavage at all. That is the reason I went up by 1.5 inches from my chest line. If you want to expose your cleavage, you can go ahead and maintain your chest line as your normal neck depth. So from my under bust line now, I'm going to go up at that point by 1 inch. You can see I've made a mark right there. So using my curve rule, I'm going to create a curve from this 1 inch into my under bust just this way. Now come to my chest line, then I'm going to come to that point and divide what I have there into 2 on the armhole. I'll mark the middle, or from my darts I'll get my nipple to nipple point of 3.5 inches and add extra 1 inch to that and also make a mark right there. So with these two methods, whichever one you want to make use of, when you mark that, just go ahead and also connect from that point into your under bust just as I've done right here. So now on this cup area that I've created so far, I'm going to start marking 1.5 inch spaces in between. Then I'll rule it into a straight line. From that first line I marked 1.5 inches and I'm rolling it into a straight line. So I'll continue doing this or dividing this, just this cup area from that my neck depth to my under bust. I believe it's very clear to you all right here. So I'll now number how many lines I have right there, and it's 5 in total. So I'm going to add my stitching allowance of 1 inch, but you can actually go ahead to add 1.5 inches. Okay, So I'll connect this point I have right now. So after this, I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, so I'm cutting from my neck depth all the way to the armhole and also cutting out the base. So like I said earlier, I already added half of an inch extra to the base of this my bodice while I was drafting out. Okay, so after cutting out now, I'll be using this piece to cut out for the back part of our gown, or sorry, of our dress. Okay, so this part of my paper is not straight. I'm just going to roll a straight line. Then this straight line will just be my guide, and I'm going to just mark half of an inch and also roll another straight line, which is going to be for my zipper allowance. Now I'm going to trace out the sides and the base and the armhole of this particular back piece that I'm trying to draft out right now. So after tracing out these important and necessary parts, including the darts, I'll remove the front paper and now extend and connect all these lines together, including my darts. So when I'm marking my darts, I'm starting from that zipper allowance line, and I've connected my dart the same way I did for the front. So towards the zipper part of this my back piece, I came down by half of an inch and slanted it into my armhole. So if you actually want the back part of yours to be deep, just like the one on the thumbnail, you can go deeper by 2 inches and also connect it the same way I have done right here. And I've gone ahead now to cut out everything. So I'm going to go back now to the front piece I have. So from that 1 inch I went off from my under bust line, I'll cut this out from that point all the way to this other part, which is the cup area of this particular gown. So having done this, I'm going to get a clean sheet of pattern paper. So before I do anything, I'll have to slash through these lines which I already numbered right here. So these slashes I've made here, I'm going to pin them on this clean part of my pattern paper. But I would have wrote a line earlier so that the top part of all this my paper can start from that line, so that I don't have some of this paper upside down while I'm pinning. Okay, so I pin number 1, and the spaces I want in between each of these numbers is 1.5 inches, which I marked and pin number 2 paper. I will also mark 1.5 inches and pin number 3 paper from that point I've made earlier. From this number 3 paper, I'll also mark 1.5 inches and pin my number 4 paper. So you can see that the top part of all this paper I'm pinning are starting exactly from this line I ruled at the top part of this my paper. So I've pinned this up to number 5. This is called slash and spread. So I've slashed and I've also spread everything I have, and I'm just simply going to cut out everything the way it is, following the shape. All right, so now I've cut this out, and you can see this is now like in one piece on this other paper I have right now. So I'll go ahead and cut out all of this piece on my fabric. Now let's move over to the lower part of our gown. So this is the flare part of our gown, but before I proceed, we are subtracting our half length from our full length. So the full length of my gown is 40 inches. I'll subtract 16 inches, which is my half length, or my half scale basic bodice, from 16 inches. Then all I'll have left is 24 inches. This 24 inches, I'll also divide it into 2 unequally, because one part of our tier is longer than the other one. So the first tier is going to be 14 inches long, and the second tier of my gown is going to be 10 inches long. Now from the sides, I folded my fabric inside. So when I folded this inward from the side, from the top part, I'm going to also fold this to align with the other parts or the border of this my fabric. Okay, so right now I have 4 folds. I'm trying to cut out a 180 degrees flare, which is the best for me when you don't want your flare to be too full. So you can see when I did this now, I'm going to arrange this to ensure there are no folds on my fabric. Now from that top pointy edge or part of this my fabric, I'm going to divide my waist circumference by 4, because I have 4 folds. That is why I'm dividing my waist circumference by 4. If I had 6 folds, I would have divided my waist circumference by 6. Now from that top part now, I'm going to mark my waist circumference divided by 4, and I'll add extra 1.5 inches to that. So altogether there is 10.5 inches. So when I mark this 10.5 inches, I tried to measure out the remaining inches I had, so it was not going to be enough for the flare part of my gown. So I had to go ahead to fold this in another way, the same 180 degrees flare. I folded this inside into 2. You can see what I've done right here. After folding this into 2, I didn't fold again from the top part. All I did was to fold this in a cone shape. So we know the alphabet A. Just hold your piece at that pointy part and now fold it in from this other side, instead of folding it from the top part to meet the lower part. So this is actually the 2 methods I use in folding my flare for a 180 degrees. So I'll fold this and arrange this properly, and you can see what I have right here. So now I'll have a longer piece of this flare at this point for this particular type of flare. All right, so if you want to cut out a sleeve or something, that's when you use the other first method of flare I showed you. Now from the top part, or from that pointy part of this my flare, I'm going to start measuring out. So one part of the flare should be entirely closed and the other part should be slightly opened. So I'm going to measure out my waist circumference divided by 4, and I'll add extra 1.5 inches to that for ease and for joining allowance as well. So I've gone ahead to mark this at the 2 edges of this my flare. So from that top panty part, I'll start shifting or moving this my tape and marking 10.5 inches to these 2 lines connect. So they've connected, and I just use my hand to connect the broken lines. Now from this mark, which I already have, I measured down, and all I have as the length of this flare I have on fold is 15 inches. Remember, the length is going to be 14 inches, and I added extra 1 inch to that for joining allowance as well. So this is how I'm going to continue moving my tape and marking this. I believe you can see all I'm doing right here. Then I've connected all these broken lines I have. Now we are done drafting out for our flare. I'll go ahead and cut this out. So I'll cut out the top part, which is the waist, and also cut out this part, which is the actual length of my flare. So this is the 180 degrees flare. You can see what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to cut out the upper part of my gown on my fabric, and I added my stitching allowance to all the necessary parts. You can see. So basically, I'm going to be showing the second part of this tutorial, which is going to be the sewing part, because this tutorial was getting quite long. It's 100% beginners friendly, and trust me, you are going to enjoy every bit and outcome of it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely time ahead of you. Bye.